Arkansas stars Liam Hemsworth and Clark Duke as Kyle and Swin, who live by the orders of an Arkansas-based drug kingpin named Frog, whom they've never met. But when a deal goes horribly wrong, the consequences are deadly. This was released on VOD back in May, and Clark Duke also wrote and directed this, with this being his first time behind the camera. And it has a pretty solid cast that also includes Michael K. Williams, Vivica A. Fox, John Malkovich, and Vince Vaughn, all in supporting roles, along with a score done by the Flaming Lips. This is a neo-noir crime thriller that's based on the novel of the same name, and it heavily evokes the style of both Tarantino and the Coen brothers. The film's divided into chapters, the characters have sort of quirky personalities. John Malkovich in particular channels a lot of that same loud energy that we saw from him in the Coen brothers cult classic Burn After Reading, and a lot of the dialogue is stuff that's just begging for you to quote it. Like, there are a strict set of rules that these characters have to live by, for example, and whenever someone first joins the operation, they're given this little speech that's heard a number of times throughout the movie. It reminded me heavily of Samuel L. Jackson's speech quoting the Bible from Pulp Fiction. Also similar to a Tarantino movie, it's also told via non-linear storytelling. Each chapter cuts back and forth between the present day with Hemsworth and Duke, and flashbacks surrounding Vince Vaughn as the crime boss and how he got to where he is now. Because Duke borrows heavily from the styles of more established directors, he doesn't really have his own voice in terms of directing style, and that seems to be the thing that annoyed most people about this film, as it comes off more as a diet version of a Tarantino or Coen brothers movie. I do hope Duke finds his own voice for future films, but honestly, I saw this more as a loving tribute rather than a pale imitation, and I found some of the pushback to be blown out of proportion. There are admittedly times where it becomes a bit much. I wasn't exactly the biggest fan of the aforementioned speech that gets repeated throughout the movie, but if you know what you're in for going into it, and can look past the fact that it borrows from a lot of other styles, it's honestly not a bad movie by any means. It's actually a pretty engaging story, and even though it has a mostly darker color palette that evokes this somewhat grim tone, I did appreciate that Duke tried making this entertaining. The cast all does a solid job here, with Hemsworth being a likable lead, and Duke himself providing some fun comedic relief. I also thought Williams and Malkovich were bright spots, even if their time on screen was limited, while Vince Vaughn, who mostly had a good year in 2020, showed off once again that he can be just as effective as a dramatic actor as he is a comedic actor. If anything, I found his chapters to be the more enjoyable ones. The only person in the cast who I thought was totally squandered was Vivica A. Fox, whose character is only known as Her, and remains sidelined for much of the film's runtime, though it's implied she actually has a much bigger role in the operation. I think Fox is a great actress, and it's unfortunate to see her reduced to such a glorified cameo where she really didn't get to do a whole lot. But overall, it's a solid film, with its one biggest flaw being the fact that it's not the most original in terms of style. But the charms of the cast and the engaging story do make up for this. And if you know to expect a diet Tarantino or diet Coen brothers going into it, you'll enjoy it more since you know what you're getting. Arkansas gets a 7 out of 10. So let me know, did you see Arkansas, or are you planning to see it, and what were your thoughts? Did you like the structure of storytelling, and do you want to see Clark Duke direct more movies? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it, and for more movie reviews and film discussion, please make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay updated. Thanks for watching everyone, and I'll catch you next time.